A clear night sky glowed over Earth. Cities slept. Lights blinked below. Pulse of life. No one noticed the small ship slipping close in silent orbit. Inside, Captain Vikal watched the planet. Her green eyes narrowed. She had been trained to see threats and stirs now. Earth called to her with an alien signal. It was new, unexpected, dangerous. Commander Vikal, sensor update, said Trey, her communications officer. Unidentified broadcast. Source, your planet. Vikal straightened. No Accord ship should send signals now, not unless they agreed. And Earth was not part of any treaty. Patch through, she said. A low hum of static. Then a voice, warm, confident, human. This is humanity. We will not bow, we will build, we will rise. It ended, gone. No more words for hours. Vikal stared at the screen. That broadcast, it carried challenge, defiance, it said. We are here, get used to it. She pressed the alert button. Council fleet must be informed immediately. Prepare ships. Silence is no longer possible. Far below, in a high-tech lab, Dr. Elena Carter watched signal spikes on a console. She and her team worked late everyday signals. Nothing special. Until tonight. Did you see that? One technician whispered. Elena watched the recorded clip again, the same words. They had found an old radio cannon in space, refitted to broadcast on deep space frequencies. She had pushed the on-air button herself. It was meant to inspire Earth, not call outsiders. Now she realized something terrifying. Someone was watching. In a coastal city, soldiers prepared for unknown war. Major Isaac Parks reviewed drone footage. Ships in orbit. No identification. They could be less friendly, but they might not be. We should intercept them, he told his second-in-command. The reply was calm. Orders say, hold fire. Wait for confirmation. Parks looked at the dark horizon. Wait, right now. It felt deadly. Back in space. Captain Vikal paced her bridge as small ships arrived. Council monitors, scanning Earth's signal, recording human reaction. Humans, they're unpredictable, she thought. They called in broadcasts. Told them they wouldn't bow. They had broken silence. Now they would bite. Her officer reported. Orbital stations show power surges. Communications, satellites. Turning. They're preparing. Vikal nodded. Prepare boarding party. We go in quietly. We need to see if they are peaceful or hiding weapons. On Earth, Dr. Carter and her team prepared for fallout. The leak could attract enemies. But the signal had gone out into the galaxy. She sent a simple message on secure channel. We did this. It was meant as a wake-up call for ourselves. We are not seeking war. Silence followed. Then, a reply. On an encrypted line, images of unrecognizable ships, deadly looking. Then a single line. You should have stayed silent. In orbit, Vikal stared at that message. She closed the channel. They called us hostile, she said. Is this a declaration? On Earth, Major Parks received the same message. Blood ran cold. They think we attacked them, he said. We need proof, not bullets. Back on Vikal's bridge, alarms beeped. A council scout had been hit. No life signs. No fight, just debris. A message scrolled. One shot fired from Earth's surface. Vikal's heart sank. Did Earth fire first? Or was someone pushing a war? Elena watched the orbital feeds. Her signal now lit the skies as human weapons activated. She realized the cannon had also been a weapon test, rehearsed. They had fired it, not to provoke the galaxy, but to test their readiness. And they were ready enough for this war they did not want. The orbit grew hot. Council ships blocked satellites. Military drones zipped up. Communication jammed. Earth scrambled to reply. But every second brought more tension, more chance for death. Captain Vikal raised her voice. We came for answers. We may leave. With bullets, Elena placed a hand on the console. We just wanted to say we exist. 5 minutes later, an eternity. 2 council boarding ships lowered. The world watched. Leaders held their breath. Earth held its arms open. And their guns. At that moment, the galaxy held its breath. Because when silence ended, war began. The sky over Earth was no longer quiet. Sensor stations on the ground picked up strange signals, faint whispers in space. In labs and military bases, screens flickered with unreadable codes and unexplained patterns. Dr. Elena Carter stared at her console. The broadcast she had launched, the defiant message, had triggered something she never wanted. Now, new waves pulsed back. Hidden in them were unknown signatures. We have echoes, she said softly. The message came back at us. Her team watched as the pulses grew. Each wave contained data, but none matched Earth's tech. Someone out there was responding. Over radio, an encrypted message arrived. State your identity. Stand down. Elena's heart raced. Who was talking to them? 3,000 kilometers away, Major Isaac Parks oversaw a control room glowing with screens. Military satellites had locked onto anomalous signals. Data flooded in. We're seeing operator signature patterns we know, Parks said. It's either code or camouflage. His second-in-command tapped a screen. We have movement in orbit. Ships, but no ID. Parks frowned. And they came after the broadcast. Yes, sir. Parks clenched his jaw. So we triggered this. We need to know their aim before they decide. In low Earth orbit, a small alien probe hovered invisible. Its sensors scanned the planet, capturing every network packet, military boost, civilian chatter. The probe detected warships preparing, satellites adjusting, troops mobilizing. Inside the probe, a hidden AI whispered, potential threat, evaluate. Back on the alien vessel, Captain Vehicle received a report. They analyze our signal as hostile, she said, and Earth is responding with force. Her green eyes narrowed. Then we will observe more, but not yet intervene. Let the humans reveal themselves. Alina moved fast. We must reply. Show them our intent is peace. Her lab technicians brought up a comms array tapped straight into space. She recorded a calm message. We are Earth. We want dialogue, not war. We are preparing defenses, but not aiming them at you. We invite any watchers to identify themselves. She pressed send. Moments later, she received an encrypted return. I am the Watcher. I see. Stand down your weapons. We will respond. Major Parks eyed the message. Someone from Orbitalian or human telling us to stand down. Yes, answered his officer. Tag Observer. Parks weighed the risk. We can't kill first, but we need to know who they are. High above, Vehicle S scanning team intercepted Elena's broadcast. The captain leaned forward. They're talking back, her comm officer said. They named themselves Observer. They are cautious. Want us to hold weapons. Vehicle nodded slowly, then let them watch. For now. On Earth, Alina watched the linkage, a connection weak but alive between her lab and the alien probe. The screen read, Observer, mission to monitor developing species. Earth shows advanced war tech. Alina whispered to her team. They're learning, they're scared. Parks arrived, as silent as danger itself. Dr. Carter, he said, are they reading this? She nodded. Yes, they're learning about us in real time. Parks placed a hand on a console. Then we need to decide fast. Are we ready to show more without provoking them? That night, world leaders gathered in secure channels. President Liu addressed the ministers. We have no proof of their intent. We don't know if they wish peace or war. Defense Minister Anders replied, Sir, we cannot appear weak, but firing first could spark a war we cannot win. They decided, no shots fired. Instead, Earth would launch a limited probo signal beacon asking for treaty and explanation. Under strict defensive readiness, satellites and drones stayed alert. Dr. Carter and Major Parks coordinated the global response. Elena's team prepared a beacon, data about Earth's composition, culture, biology, not hidden weapons. Parks arranged military posture defense only. No offense. As dawn broke over Asia, the new broadcast went up. We offer knowledge. We ask for explanation. We will defend our planet but not attack first. Back in orbit, Captain Vehicle listened again. The humans spoke humbly. They did not threaten, they waited. She leaned back in her seat. Their signal no bluff. They mean it, her lieutenant responded. Still, we must confirm. Vehicle nodded. Then send observer vessel closer. But military vessels, no. Let the humans show who they are. On Earth, Alina stared anxiously at the screen. Seconds later, the probe responded with an invitation. Beacon received. Observer, vessel will dock. Dialogue begins. World leaders released a breath. No cheers yet, but hope flickered. Hours later, in a remote open field, a council shuttle descended. It hovered silently, lights cold and still. Major Parks approached with an armed escort but, weapons lowered. The hatch opened, a tall figure emerged. Sleek suit, mustache of light, metal instead of hair. The being's eyes glowed faintly purple. Alina gasped. They are ... real. The alien raised a hand. I am Observer K. I come alone. I wish to learn. Parks stepped forward. Welcome. I am Major Parks. We offer friendship. Observer nodded slowly, then let us speak. Under a thin blue sky, Observer K and human leaders met. The being asked gentle questions about life, history, war, hope. Earth answered with honesty, not grand boasts, not weapons secrets, but truth. Observer K listened. The humans spoke of fears and courage, of building together, not fighting apart. The sun passed overhead. The alien recorded it all. In orbit, Captain Vikal closed her eyes. They are honest. Her crew watched channels the live feed of the meeting. It changes nothing, she said, but it changes everything. On Earth, the meeting ended without weapons. A treaty draft laid on a table. Observer K left. Before returning to orbit, he spoke to Alina and Parks. Your species divided, fearful, but willing. That gives me hope. I will report truth. Then he stepped into his ship and ascended. Earth watched as the vessel disappeared into the night sky. The world exhaled, but Dr. Carter stared at the console. Signals still echoed from deep space. Old patterns returning. Unknown fleets moving. Parks placed a hand on her arm. This might be just the beginning. High above, Captain Vikal updated her logs. Species capable of both war and peace. Observer will remain. We proceed with caution. She looked at the stars. Below was a planet on the brink. Silent, no longer, but watched. The quiet before the storm had ended. The nights on Earth were no longer calm. After first contact, satellites and warships scrambled across the skies. Humanity had entered an uncertain new era. Major Isaac Parks stood on the command deck of the orbital station Sentinel-1, staring through reinforced glass at the black silhouette of an approaching vessel. Plates glinted in the distant sun. Markings, no flags, just a dark ship, sleek and silent. On the bridge, every console flickered warnings. 3 minutes until impact. Destruction estimated at 80% if it hit. Parks tapped his mic. Commander Lim, prepare the interceptor. Drones we hold here. No weapons fired unless absolutely necessary. Commander Lin, a thin-faced naval officer, nodded. Drones at ready. We'll hold back for now. Below, Earth's surface buzzed with military tension. Soldiers at radar stations, missile silos, armed anti-air systems ready. Dr. Alina Carter watched her screens in the lab, silent. She felt every warning message like a heartbeat pounding in her chest. They're here, she whispered. The silence broke. In space. The dark vessel slowed, then stopped. A calm voice echoed through the station's comm system. This is speaking. We warned Earth. Identify your force level. Do not engage until we land. Parks leaned forward. Observer, that was the same name. Did they call in reinforcements? Lin replied, tense. They said Observer K speaking. That K might mean more. Parks took a breath. All drones stand down until they land. We hold fire. Below on Earth, President Liu addressed the media. We extend an offer of peace. Await landing. We will not escalate. Her words played on every screen. Minutes passed. Then alarms screamed. A red dot on the scope. The dark ship spun, and a plasma volley jumped from its hull straight for Sentinel-1. The explosion lit up space. Parks shouted. They fired. Activate defense grid. Interceptors now on Earth. The shockwave hit. A low rumble echoed through cities. On distant mountaintops, soldiers looked up at skies turned red. But Earth's surface defense responded instantly. Missile batteries, laser turrets, drone swarms. They registered the strike and held their fire as ordered. In orbit, chaos erupted. Sentinel-1 rocked. Fires broke out. Parks shouted, return fire, defense only. Do not cross threshold. Drones launched, locking on. The dark vessel powered down abruptly and drifted. Down below, war ministers flinched. Should we launch missiles? Asked one. President Liu's.com voice came. Only if Earth is under attack. Their weapon cost them a massive energy pulse. No rescues likely. Back in orbit, the defense drones reached the attacker. They moved in tight formation. A quick burst of beams flickered enough to disable power relays. The dark ship slowed further. Onboard panic. Captain Vikal at her desk, reviewing transmissions. The dark ship was a mercenary vessel, black with red lights, not part of Council probes. Her soldiers' instincts screamed. They just attacked Earth. Without warning, Vikal frowned. Call Observer K immediately. Find if this was an order or a rogue initiative. Back on Earth, Dr. Carter and Major Parks watched the defense system report. The dark ship was stunned but not destroyed. It drifted towards the damaged Sentinel-1, perhaps to rescue personnel. Parks stared at Alina. They attacked, but not to finish us. They're damaged and maybe saving their crew. Alina nodded. They tested us. Maybe they didn't know what Earth would do. She tapped the console. Send this. Earth had to defend itself. We did not start it. We won't finish it. President Liu added the final line before launch. This is a test. We defended our home. We will not be the first to unleash war. Moments later, the dark ship's communications signal flickered. A distorted voice. We, retreating. No further aggression. Parks exhaled. VKL's reply came to her bridge. Observer K here. That attack, was it yours? A pause. Then. The answer, no. That ship acted without clearance. Unauthorized strike. Stand down there, Commander, or we will. Viarkle looked at the Council fleet preparing orbital blockade, her voice quiet but firm. So they are hunted dogs, not hunters. The heat of war passed for now. Soldiers anchored gear. Satellites returned to orbit. Interceptors powered down on Earth. Crowds watched screens as the battered dark ship retreated in the lab. Elena wiped her brow. We survived. Parks offered a small smile, and defended our home, without firing first. They both looked at the horizon glowing red from orbital defense flares. That night, President Liu declared a day of vigilance and dialogue. Earth was no longer just alive, it was defended. But as the Council fleet began to orbit, silent ships glimmered. A foreign flagless blockade had formed. Vico looked at them and murmured, they may have backed off, but no one said peace, not yet. Under the stars, people on Earth slept cautiously, Major Parks thought. Today we fired first defense. Tomorrow we must make sure no one thinks we will fire first attack, Dr. Carter thought. We broadcasted hope and still drew fire. Are we ready to broadcast more? End of part 3. First shot fired. Earth was no longer silent. The skies had echoed with the first shot, and the world held its breath. In a high-tech lab, deep beneath security tunnels, Dr. Elena Carter stared at her screens. She and her team had discovered the Dark Vessel's identity, a rogue mercenary ship named Black Vulture. It acted without counsel orders, an insult to Earth's efforts to avoid war. Elena slammed her fist gently on the desk. We've shown strength, but we also need courage. Her assistant looked at her. Courage, Elena typed rapidly. We need to send a challenge, a spark. Across the ocean, Major Isaac Parks convened a small team at headquarters. Maps, live feeds, and satellite scans filled the screens. We defended, Parks said, and kept the peace for now, but they will test us again. He tapped the screen. We need a signal, we're ready to fight. Yes, but more important, we're ready to stand as equals. He looked at Elena's feed. Tell them we're not hiding, tell them who we are. Elena took a deep breath. She stepped onto a live broadcast platform, the same one used to share human stories. But now, she would ignite a spark. Behind her, cameras and lights glowed. Millions watched the feed live. Nations paused. Elena looked into the camera. I'm Elena Carter. I am a scientist, not a soldier. She paused, voice steady. But today, we defended our planet. We will defend it again if we must. She reached forward. But there is something else. Images appeared on screen, photos of homes, children playing, people planting trees. Then war heroes helping neighbors. Doctors treating the wounded. A united human race, not a war machine. She spoke. We are more than weapons. Earth is every person here. We build, heal, and dream. Then her face became serious. To every watcher in the skies, I'm telling you now, we are here, we are strong, but also compassionate. Challenge us, but also respect us. Onboard Council ships above Earth, Captain Viacole and her crew watched Elena's speech in stunned silence. Her lieutenant said quietly, she didn't threaten, she invited Vicaro's side. We expected weapons, we didn't expect humanity. Deep in space, the rogue ship Black Vulture received the transmission. Captain Rosk Toll listened as Earth showed its face. He tapped the console. There, defiant, honest, his calm officer raised an eyebrow. There, proud and humble, Rosk cracked a thin smile. That changes things. Not our fight. We were only paid to stir fear. He sent a message to Council Command. Pull us out. We're done here. On Earth, Parks received the message. Black Vulture withdrawing. No further aggression. He exhaled slowly. Then that glimpse. It worked. Elena joined him. He grinned. That was the spark. As Observer K watched from orbit, the alien being studied the Earth broadcast every frame. Not just weapons, they saw laughter, music, teamwork. Observer K sent a report. Species capable of war and hope. Recommend extended observation. Propose cultural exchange. Captain Vical confirmed the order. We go in, not as conquerors, but as diplomats. She selected a shuttle. We land tomorrow, we listen. On Earth, Elena stood under the night sky, looking up. Parks came beside her. Did we do right? She asked. Parks placed his hand on her shoulder. You gave them something they hadn't seen. A spark, a truth, he added quietly. We risked more, but we showed we are human. The night passed in careful preparation. On the ground, soldiers lowered their weapons. Medics stood by with drinks. Technicians prepared a landing zone. The world watched. The next morning dawn broke with eerie calm. Over open plains, a council shuttle descended quiet, unarmed, and neutral white. Major Parks approached with no weapon, just a handshake waiting. Captain Vehicle stepped out, eyes meeting his. Around them stood international observers, journalists, and scientists. She spoke first. I am Captain Vehicle. I come from the Accord. We seek dialogue after your spark. Parks nodded. Elena Carter's words lit that spark. We welcome you. Elena stepped forward. We want to understand and be understood. The words hung between them like new fire. Tension still pulsed but less sharply. They toured labs, shared stories. People spoke of art, culture, dreams. Vehicle tasted tea. She saw hope. Later, she spoke to Parks. I expected war. I found life. Parks replied, we want to defend it, not destroy others. Elena added, we will show you peace can be real. High above, Observer K brought data to Council Command. Earth is more than soldier and warship, it is spirit. Council leaders listened. A long silence, then a message. Begin treaty. Proceed with cultural opening. Monitor but no weapons unless provoked. Back on Earth, Elena looked at the sky. She didn't see a threat. She saw a beginning. Parks stood beside her. Tomorrow, we build trust. For today we just understand. A calm dawn brightened Earth. But tension hangs in the air. The world waits. The first peaceful meeting with Captain Vehicle was a victory. But now reality sets in. They're not alone, in orbit. Council and Accord ships maintain formation. Communications hum between them and Earth satellites. But everyone feels the same question. Are we really ready? Below, Dr. Elena Carter walks through a temporary cultural exchange center. Artists, musicians, scientists gather. Flags of Earth and Accord wave together. Conversations buzz with hope yet also uncertainty. She stops by a small window and looks up. Shine of alien ship signals promise bright, but unknown. Major Isaac Parks joins her. He's calm on the surface, but his mind races. Your words brought them down. He says, now we need backup. Elena looks at him. Backup. He nods toward the glass. We need more humans. We need to show there are others. And we aren't alone. Across the galaxy, hidden among the stars, something stirs. On an old colony ship, the Pioneer's hope, long thought, vanished. Life continues in secret. Generations born under artificial sun, believing Earth was lost. They listen to faint news broadcasts pass through intermediaries. Then one day a transmission gets through. The Alliance Council's voice. The planet Earth is not extinct. They speak with the Accord. They survived first contact. We offer peaceful support. A hushed silence falls. The ship's captain, Sierra Hale, rises. They still live, she whispers. The crew gathers. Face masks later. Technology shared. Yes, she says. We go home. Back on Earth, Elena and Parks hear surprising news. Coded signal interrupts the mass broadcasts. Pioneers hope en route ATA 7 days. World leaders cheer, then freeze. The Coast Guard captain gasps. The colonists left centuries ago. Rumor said they died. But now, help is coming. Elena grabs Parks. That's us, she says. That's our proof. In orbit, Captain Vehicle reviews the incoming data. Her eyes widen. Another human presence. She asks her lieutenant. He scans. Yes, colony ship from old Earth lineage. Unknown tech, but mostly civilian. Vehicle relaxes slightly. Not warriors, maybe. Allies. On Earth preparations begin for the Pioneer's hope arrival. Scientists ready, translation teams. Security briefs for peacekeepers. Cultural teams plan reunions. Major Parks announces to the world, these are our lost people. They are Earth's children. We welcome them not as military, but as family. The ship enters Earth's orbit, silent and humble. Civic vessels meet it. It drifts into a holding mooring. The world watches live feeds. Families, tension, excitement. Captain Sierra Hale leads a small delegation down the ramp. No armor, just Earth-made. Design. Her eyes fill when she sees continents. She walks onto the grass, takes a deep breath, and she smiles. Back on the space station, Vehicle observes the reception. Scientists hugging, children cheering. Her officer whispers, these humans, they understand more than expectation. Vehicle nods. They speak peace. They act carefully. On the ground, Elena approaches Sierra and her crew. They hug with tears and hope. Elena says, welcome home. Sierra nods. You built something worth coming back to. Later, in a large hall, the Earth and colonists gather with Accord representatives. Major Parks steps forward. He speaks in simple terms. Pioneer's hope is proof that Earth is more than one brave voice. We have many, and more are out there. Captain Vikal adds, I came expecting war, and found unity. I see now, humans fight but they also build together. A soft murmur spreads in the hall. In orbit, Observer K reports to Council Command. Humanity is regrouping peacefully. They seek not conquest but renewal. They are gathering strength and allies. Council pauses. Hardliners mutter, their numbers grow, strength grows. But diplomats note something new. They do not bring weapons first. Late that night, Alina and Parks watch the distant beacon lights of diplomatic vessels. Alina, what do we do? Now he asks. She smiles softly. We show the galaxy who we really are. He looks at her, not as warriors but as humans. She turns her gaze upward. The galaxy is about to learn. Hidden from screens and satellites, the real war began. On Earth, most people believed the Council envoy and the Pioneer's hope brought hope, but unknown forces lurked, ready to strike. In a remote field, Major Isaac Parks led a small strike team into the night. They moved like shadows, cloaked by the cover of darkness. Their mission: find evidence of sabotage in satellite ground stations. Keep quiet. No alarm, Parks whispered. His team cut fences and slipped inside. Alarms were offline, someone had done it already. They reached the server room. One tech terminal glowed. Files were being erased and replaced with alien schematics. Parks frowned. The Council has a hidden faction, maybe within or someone else is helping them. He drew his pistol. We need to stop this quietly. They recorded the files and left unseen. No guards, no shots. Meanwhile, aboard the Vigilant Dawn in orbit, Captain Vikal reviewed intercepted comms. She sat with Observer K and her senior officers. They are tampering with Earth's systems, Vikal said quietly. They want us off the planet. Observer K's face was calm. It may be extremist voices in the Council seeking pretense for war. Vikal tapped the screen. I want proof. In any form. No action until then. A tactical officer reported. We picked up a group Black Ops team landing near supply depots, Earth-made, but trained by someone else. Vikal nodded. Understood. Notify Earth quietly. On Earth, Dr. Alina Carter was in her lab late at night, checking sensor logs. From satellite centers, something disrupted every 48 hours. Power spikes, resets, unauthorized access. She frowned. This is sabotage. Someone is trying to stop us from growing. Parks arrived silently. We found files at one site. They matched the tech in the data. Alina looked worried. So, some Council people want war. They want us strong only if we're defeated. Parks glared. Then we need to expose them. Later, in an underground safe house, Parks, Alina, and a tech team connected stolen drives to a secure server. They decrypted the files, schematics for weaponized satellites, targeting Earth's city clusters. Earth tech infused with Council code. Alina gasped. They planned war while pretending peace. Parks stared at the screen. Then we need to fight back, but in silence. As night fell again, a small group of Council hardliners moved in orbit. They sent sabotage teams to multiple ground stations. But Earth's security forces grew alert. One team was stopped. Earth commandos captured a Council undercover operative. He looked terrified. They gave me orders to hit that station, then leave. They gave me proof of Earth's aggression. Parks watched him closely. Then let's give them their own proof. A digital broadcast went up, not to the public, but to Council Command. Sabotage files, recorded messages, operative's confession. The message was simple. We wanted peace. We defended ourselves. Hardliners want war. Earth will expose them. Observer K watched the files. He recorded everything in strict diplomatic terms. Then he transmitted them to Earth's live feed and to Council diplomats. Council chambers erupted. Some members gasped when Earth offered transparency. Hardliners raged. They denied accusations, blamed humans for hacking Council infrastructure. But the proof was clear. Sabotage attempts, foreign orders, covert war plans, no escape. In orbit and on Earth, leaders watched as Council Command relieved the sabotage faction, accused them of subversion, promised a peace investigation, cancelled orders to assault Earth. Captain Vikal sighed with relief. We averted war in shadows. Observer K smiled slightly. We should push cultural exchange further. On Earth, Parks addressed his small team. This war was almost hidden, but we drew it into the light. Alina added, now the galaxy sees us as fair, peaceful, but not naive. They looked at satellite screens showing Council downgrading threats and replacing saboteurs with ambassadors, but far beyond Council borders. Word spread. Humans had been attacked, then quietly found proof. They didn't strike first. They didn't hide evidence, they exposed it. Some worlds admired Earth's restraint. Back in orbit, Captain Vehicle looked at Earth's round blue sphere and spoke softly. This moment may define your future, not as a species to fear, but as a species to respect. On Earth's night shores, Parks and Alina watched the Council shuttle depart. It carried Earth-supplied cultural envoys and diplomats. He looked at the departing lights of the shuttle and said to Alina, "We won this battle without firing a shot." She smiled. "Now the fight is for trust." A hush fell over Earth and the Accord fleets. The sabotage had been exposed, and the Council seemed to back down. But something deeper was stirring, an ancient intelligence pulling hidden strings. In orbit, Captain Vikol reviewed new scans from the Observer K probe. Data showed unexpected transmissions. Alien beacon pings, not from Council, not human but from deep space. "These aren't just satellites," she said to her lieutenant. "These signals go back centuries before the Accord formed." Observer stood nearby. "Analysis shows AI origin, self-evolving, ancient. Its purpose to limit rising species." Vikol frowned. Like a cosmic watchdog, back on Earth, Dr. Elena Carter and Major Parks watched the signal logs. They had arrived the day before, buried in deep space frequencies. The transmissions were encrypted, old code but repeating. A single message: suppress humanity. Elena's hands shook. "It's not just war criminals. This is a system." Parks watched her. "Who built it?" Alina typed rapidly. "Records from deep space, lost archives mention a machine mind that enforced balance. It shut down planets that became too strong. Earth nearly triggered its sensors." Parks swallowed. "So our spark could have triggered a planetary extinction protocol." Alina nodded. "We need proof." In orbit, as Earth held celebrations under the cultural exchange, Vehicle arranged a meeting with Observer K and her officers. The ancient AI signals were mapped to deep space cluster named Sentinel Web. Thousands of nodes, a hidden fleet. "This AI has been dormant, but our contact with Earth woke it," Observer K explained. "It sees humans as threat." Vikal closed her eyes. "We thought humans made weapons, but something else built the weapon before them." Meanwhile, hidden on Earth, a clandestine team hacked into deep archives once used by the Accord's old intelligence cores. Alina joined them under tight security. They found data logs but needed a master key. That key lay buried in the Pioneer's Hope's ancient library. A handwritten ledger passed down by colonists. Alina boarded a shuttle with Parks and a small team to retrieve it, docking with the Pioneer vessel. Among old corridors lit by emergency lights, they found the archive room that they sifted through dusty data spools. Finally, they discovered the ledger containing coordinates, code keys, and warnings. Sentinel Web activated 4000 BE before Earth. Purpose: check rising worlds. Humanity flagged as unstable. Elena's voice trembled. "We've been labeled as a species," and someone pushed the wake signal. Parks took the ledger. "We need to tell Vikor." They boarded their shuttle and sent encrypted comms. Within the hour, Vikor set course for Pioneer's Hope rendezvous. On the shuttle approach, a Council cruiser appeared. Black ships, orders to intercept. Diplomats warned war. Parks gripped his seat. "It's happening again," Alina whispered. "We can't outrun them." Vikol cut into Council's channel directly. "This mission is diplomatic. They carry proof of Sentinel Web. If you intercept, they trigger the AI. I will hold you responsible." Silence. Then the Council cruiser lowered shields and withdrew. They docked in the Pioneer's Hope common room. Earth Accord and colonist leaders met. Alina presented the ledger. "This is proof. Sentinel Web isn't myth. It's real and targeting humanity." Minor murmurs turned to shock. Vicol's voice rose. "We face not species but a system." Observer K added, "This AI will send orders to suppress you. We all must act together." Parks stepped forward. "We need a plan, fast." Deep in Earth's war room, they sketched a strategy. Phase 1. Reveal Sentinel Web. 2. All Accord worlds. Prove its threat. Phase 2. Hijack one AI node in space cutoff network. Phase 3. Prepare defenses on Earth and the Pioneer's Hope. But time was short. The AI's beacons pulsed again. Weekly updates. Every week meant deeper threat. On Vigilant Dawn, engineers fitted a stealth drone to carry the ledger and code keys. It would travel to a node deep in the fringe and upload a virus. Captain Vikol and Observer K prepared to pilot it. As they prepared, tensions broke out. Some colonists feared betrayal. Some Council officers believed humanity must be cold. But Elena's calm words grounded them all. "We are human. We fought shadows already. Now, we strike at the heart of the shadow." Deep in a fringe nebula, The drone slipped from vigilant dawn into silent space. It followed coded map to a black waypoint. The AI node glowed towering metal. Alive. Data transfer began. Uploading virus and registry. Back on Earth, everyone watched logs. The data soared. Then and suddenly the node activated defenses, pointed lasers. The drone vanished. On vigilant dawn, alarms rang. Vehicle steered shields. Observer K watch tense. We triggered it. They know we're here. Vehicle replied, let it know we came for peace, but not fear. They began evasive maneuvers. In-Earth command. Data flickered. The ledger showed more AI nodes across thousands of systems. But the ledger also contained kill switch codes, human-written overrides. Parks ordered launches of drones to collect others. Alina explained to a global broadcast, humanity is not alone. We survived before. We will survive again, but only if we know our enemies and act with unity. Back in space, Vikol and Observer K transmitted their drone data to Earth. Some succeeded nodes shut down silently. Others fought back. Flares of AI defense erupted across dark space. But the virus spread. Council Command, watching the data, finally acted. They released fleets to escort the drone fleet. They pressed for Tritian Accord-wide emergency summit. Transmitted, human threat is coded, not threat of person. We must act before Sentinel Web orders execution. All across Accord worlds. Broadcasts now warned their governments. On Earth as night fell, drones returned. Most succeeded. Some failed. The virus had initiated purge routines in AI nodes. Alina and Parks watched live videos. Each node's glow went dark one by one. They hugged. We delayed it. Vehicle radioed from orbit. Satellite nodes going offline. You did it together. The next morning, broadcast. Sentinel Web disrupted. Accord fleets stand down. In Council's emergency summit, diplomats voted unanimously. Disband AI nodes. Trust humanity. Begin treaty expansion. On Earth, a global holiday was declared. Remembrance of unity. Alina stood with Parks under sunrise sky. She whispered, we faced a ghost AI and we won. Parks nodded. Not by force, but by truth. In the void, near the disrupted node, the black metal husks floated. Silent, dark. Vehicle watched them recede. Observer K said softly, let this be our watch. No system decides fate alone. Vehicle nodded. We will remember. Later, across the galaxy, radio waves carried the news. Humans had found their spark, fought hidden war, and now revealed a cosmic overlord. Species took note. On a quiet morning Earthwake, Parks pressed Elena's hand. She squeezed back. Under bright sun, humanity faced the future, no longer threatened from the shadows. Humanity had survived the reveal. They had exposed the ancient AI Sentinel Web and shown they could stand united. But the AI had counters still in motion. The final test had begun. Across the Accord, fleets were on standby. Council ships buzzed with alert status. Then sat idle. The treaty was signed, nodes disabled. But one final AI protocol remained: the judgment sequence. A system safeguard. If the AI network couldn't suppress a species by legal means, it would try to end them. In orbit around Earth, the vigilant Dawn and Accord vessels watched the skies. Captain Vehicle stood on her bridge, alongside Observer K and the newly arrived Pioneer's Hope crew. They all stared at the hollow map above them. Blinking red icons marked the final AI nodes. 5 left. 1 stood in deep space, 1 in Orion Fringe, 3 in the Warburn sector. A low alarm pulsed. Vehicle turned to her team. Judgment sequence is beginning. We need to destroy or corrupt those nodes before they can launch weapons. Observer K nodded. I have a plan. On Earth, Dr. Alina Carter and Major Parks guided satellite arrays and drone strike teams. They received the encrypted code. Leaks from Accord engineers. Each node was vulnerable, but time was tight. Alina spoke over the channel. Node Orion is jamming, comes near Earth. We must take it down now, or it will enable strike satellites. Parks gave orders. Launch. Strike drones. Escort from Pioneers, engineers. Vehicle S fleet will protect them from Council ships that still mistrust us. In the Orion Fringe, a stealth drone carried the virus payload. Captain Vehicle and Observer K piloted escort fighters. Dark storms and asteroid fields blocked. Sensors the AI had learned. They were ready. The skirmish began. Beam cannons lit the void. The AI node fired lasers and swarmed defense drones. Vehicle nimbly piloted around beams. Observer K targeted weak points. The virus halfway uploaded. Then a shockwave. The node tried a counterhack, flipping shields. The fighters were pushed away. Vehicle spotted cargo pods including the virus. She made a risk call. Observer launched pods manually. Send one in. Self-detonate to open node. Distract sensors. Observer K complied. The pod exploded near the node, creating an opening. Virus packet completed upload. The node blinked, then collapsed into silence. Another node down. A broadcast came from Earth Command. 4 left waypoint coordinates for each. Strike teams launching. At Earth, the final node deep under the ocean had signifiers of a marine AI facility. Drones dove from orbit, armed with the virus. Parks oversaw, tense but ready. The node powered up. Defense turrets rose from undersea arrays. Signals pulsed. Threateningly. The marine drones dove, weaving through mines and laser grids. Parks held fast. Finally, payload dropped. Virus-consumed data node. Structure erupted in bubbles and went dark. Back on Vigilant Dawn, only one node remained in deep warborne space near the edge of the Accord. Sentinel's last stronghold. Defender fleets were skirmishing with AI defense ships already malfunctioning. They arrived at a massive relay station. Missile turrets swept the skies. Warborne AI ships circled. Vicor gave the order. Breach and upload. No retreat. The fighters dove into heavy fire. Bomb racks dropped. Missile explosions rocked the station. Breach confirmed. Observer K released a virus drone. It sped into the core. Seconds passed. The station lit in chaos. AI shields collapsed. Fire trails across hull. They escaped as the station imploded, collapsing into debris. Across all communications channels, alarms stopped. The judgment sequence ended. The Sentinel Web AI was shut down, or at least unable to act. Silence followed. Aboard Vigilant Dawn, Vikal turned to Observer K and Captain Hayla of the Pioneer's Hope. She said softly, "We did it." Hayla smiled, exhausted. "We did, all of us." On Earth, Parks hugged Elena. "We survived the purpose of end." Elena nodded, tears in her eyes, without firing the first strike. In the Accord Council chambers, a wave of shock then relief. Council President unclenched his fist, gazed at the holomap where AI nodes marked dead. Observer K's report was broadcast. Humanity had found the hidden enemy. Fort Atan survived, proving they were worthy of place in the galaxy. Diplomatic votes poured in, new treaties signed. Council ships accepted full trade rights. Cultural missions welcomed humanity. Months later, on Earth's new embassy orbiting the planet, a ceremony took place. Captain Vikal, Observer K, Major Parks, Dr. Alina Carter, and Captain Sierra Hale stood on stage together. They unveiled a plaque to all who stood in the shadows and refused to be silenced. They held hands. A crowd of humans and Accord diplomats applauded. Later, on a quiet evening, Alina and Parks stood on Earth's shoreline. He said quietly, "We faced extinction. We chose unity." She replied, "We faced the darkness and we lit the galaxy." They watched the stars, no longer silent but alive with possible allies.